So I was the first person to ever put up a website with Gullah Geechee in the name. The first person to ever create an organization that had Gullah Geechee in the name at all. And so I started getting found by a lot of people, academics and Gullah Geechees, on the internet when the internet was brand new, when computers were big as this room we're in, okay, and all of that.
Right.
And so here it is. I get contacted one day by an academic named Ian Hancock, and he's out at the University of Texas, and he wants to know, can he send me some information of Seminole language, and can I tell him, do I know these words? He sends me things that I treasure to this day. It was basically a glossary of words he had collected from oral history with the quote Black Seminoles and the Seminole Indian Scouts. I knew all those words because those words were spoken by my elders in my community. And I was like, but why did you write on here that this is Seminole, this is Gullah, that they're speaking? He said, that's the point. He had been trying to prove that in linguistic conferences. You know, he's an English professor, so he's not technically a linguist, but that's what he studied, Creole languages. So the linguists were arguing with him that no, Gullah is a dialect, it's a dialect. His argument is it is not, it is a language because it has its own vocabulary, its own syntax, its own structure. This is an African language. And he was arguing this point to the end with some of his colleagues, you know. So he and I stayed in touch, back and forth, back and forth. And finally, he invited me to come. He said, I'm going to have someone contact you to come and be a speaker at a linguistics conference in Miami where I speak every year on Creole languages. He said, but they need to have you there. I will never forget going there, and a man walked up to me at the end of my presentation, and he said, it's so nice to meet you because I thought all your people were gone.
Wow.
That felt like he punched me in my stomach. He had no idea. I mean, so you literally thought we were dead. That's what you're saying. And he's like, yeah, I really thought that. So it's good to know you're still here. And he walked off. You know, and here were all these academics that either loved or hated me now. Because there were so many of them that had built a career on, well, the Gullah Geechee language is dead or it's dying. Now they couldn't prove that because here's a living person that's not 200 years old. Okay, so that's still speaking the language. So how can it be dying if I can speak the language fluently to the point where most of you who so-called studied our language didn't understand a word I said?
That's right.
That was like, that's why they loved or hated me, because it was boom. It was like, whoa, we've been telling these people are
talking about an unraveling.
And unraveling happened. And so now he had me in his session. I had a session, he had a session. First they booked us simultaneously. He jumped off. He was like, there's no way, you better get it changed because I'm going to her session, I want her in my session. So they switched it, and I was able to be in his session where he now was actually, you know, doing the whole linguistic thing. Here's the language, and here's the syntax, and here's the this, and here's the that. But people had already been in my session. So now you can just go to this technical session. But he and I then did a quick little dialogue, you know, and we did it based on something he had learned from the Seminoles. And so now they're going, what? Like, yeah, these are the same people.